Hey there, today I'm going to give a quick review on the Moga Pivot Gamepad for Android phones. I'm using a Samsung Galaxy S4. I have the Moga Pivot A controller and the box it came in, which I liked. Okay, so basically what you got here is a small handheld controller pad that's designed to work with your Android phones. Runs on two AAA batteries, one there and one there. I use rechargeables just because it makes sense, you're not forever buying more and more batteries. Okay, it's Bluetooth control. It has a flip up and an extender which you can take right up to Note phones, and it takes the Galaxy S4 with its case on there very nicely, as you can see. On the front here you've got your power switch which turns it on. You can see a blue flashing light. Go into your phone, turn your Bluetooth on, and then you have it already paired up, and then away it'll go. Now it says up the top of the phone you've got a little green controller icon, and then on here the blue light stops flashing and you have a green light on the front. When you first get the Moga, you'll also have to download through the Play Store the Moga Pivot app. What the Moga Pivot app allows you to do is to see games that you actually have that are Moga compatible. Not all games are compatible with the Moga. As you can see there's a few. There's some more as well. You can also look at the shop on the Moga and it will show you all the games that actually work with the Moga Pivot. You can go through featured categories or from A to Z. All these games that are on here are all designed to work with the Moga. There's actually quite a lot. Not too bad at all. Okay. You can also use this to connect your phone to your controller if you need to as well. But you'll come across that when you come to it. Okay, so this is currently connected. We'll have a look at the actual controller itself. You have two thumbsticks, left and right, offset like an Xbox controller. You've got a start button and a select button, and then you've got X, Y, B and A. That's the back, and as you can see you have triggers left and right. Very comfortable to hold. This is the smaller version of the Moga controllers. Fits very easily in your pocket. That's one of the features I do like. The larger ones, they're a bit bulky, they don't fit in quite well. To attach your phone, you simply turn up and then slide it in and slide it in there. Okay, I'm going to show you how it works with two games, Asphalt 7 and Modern Combat 4. So the first one I'll show you is Asphalt 7. So if you go into your apps, once it's connected and you go into a Moga compatible game, it'll automatically detect that there's a handset, and then all the key functions will work off that. Now you don't have to have it in there to work. You can simply put it down and play like so, or you can have it inside. Okay, so press OK. Just get out of there. Okay, you can slip across. I don't want to update now. Press play. We'll just choose the basic random track, the first one we come to. As you can see, I'm not touching the screen at all. Going across to next and start race. So everything that I'm using for the game itself is done off the actual controller. You don't actually have to touch the touchscreen whatsoever, which I find really good, because a lot of these games you're actually using up a lot of your screen space with controllers, and that's just a pain. So I'll just give you a quick run through of this game. You've got right trigger as you accelerate, so it uses all your different things, as you can see. everything is done through the controller itself. No touchscreen enabled. You can still use the touchscreen if you want to, but you don't have to. The other thing I like is that when you're actually using a game that's a moga controlled game, it removes the on-screen controls completely, so that when you're playing the game there aren't actual toggles on the screen that take up the actual space of viewing. Pretty good game actually. Asphalt 7 works really well with the moga controller. It's very responsive. The good thing about it is one of the letdowns of the moga, which is only trivial, the actual thumbsticks, they're actually a little bit stiff. There's not a lot of free play in them, so when you're needing to use finer details in some of the shooting games, it can be a little bit frustrating if you don't have auto aim enabled. Okay, so that is Asphalt with the moga controller. Pressing start, press back, press there, and go to quit, and quit. Okay, I'll just go out of there. Now the next game I'm going to show you is Modern Combat 4. And simply select your app. Again, if you have apps downloaded that are designed to work with the moga controller and your moga controller is connected to your phone, the app automatically knows that it's a moga app and it will automatically put in all of your controllers. You won't have to do anything once you're in there. So this is Modern Combat 4. It's an awesome game. I really like this game. It's a first person shooter. The graphics quality is superb. Really fun game, and using the moga app for this particular game really enhances the gameplay too. I find that it makes it a lot more enjoyable to play. And usually you're sitting here like this and you lose all of your screen there, having to fiddle around with doing it with the controller. This is like playing a Vita or playing an Xbox or PlayStation 3. It's all straight in front of you. Using triggers as well, get rid of the actual firing on the screen. You can use an aim, and yeah, it's all synced very well. This game uses an auto aim feature, so it's just a point and click. So you point your left trigger, snap aim is what I like to call it. What I'm going to do is pause that, turn it down just a bit. Okay. Using the snap aim is really helpful, I find. And because you're using triggers to use a snap aim, you're not having to fumble around on the screen hoping you've touched the right part of the screen. Some of the games use a variety of on-screen controls as well as using the moga controller. This particular game, there we go, dead. This particular game uses the touch screen as well as the controller for some features. You have to swipe across the screen to do some melee attacks. Okay, and you can always skip the bit you're onto. And using the snap aim like you would on a COD game or a Battlefield 4 game or any kind of combat game you can get on the big consoles. This isn't a particularly great one to use in as an example because it's a very dark part of the game. See if I can survive a second longer and get into that. Alright. So as I said before, Modern Combat 4, it's a fun game, really got a lot of enjoyment out of it. I remember that guy's not there now. So as I said before, these actual thumb ones, very durable, but they're also very stiff. There's not a lot of free play in them, as you can see. They snap right back. So when you're doing a lot of fine aiming, it can be a bit tricky. Okay. And then pressing the Y button will actually change the gun I'm using. So this is a sniper level. Using the sniper is a bit tricky because you're having to use a lot of fine aiming. So again, that's where it lets it down a little bit, because you can't really sit there and really kind of pinpoint your target. It's very hard to actually get it dead on center. Okay, so that's the Moga Pivot A controller. A fun little unit, only uses 2 AAA batteries, works on your Android phone. You just got to make sure that the phone you have will actually run the apps. If you had a cheap low-range Android phone running a low Android application, and it's not going to run these high-end games, then the Moga is not going to be for you, because you need the phone to run the apps. The Moga doesn't have the apps in it, the phone has the apps. The S4 runs all the apps, all the games, so it will run all the games the Moga is compatible with. If you have a cheap phone that doesn't have high processing or high RAM, then it's not going to run the actual games, so the Moga is not going to be good for you. So I hope this helps with future gaming choices. This is a great little boredom saver. It fits easily in the pockets. If you're a gamer like me and you like to take your gaming out with you, if you get a spare moment here or there, you're waiting for someone in the car, picking the kids up from soccer or kung fu, somewhere like that, you can sit back and you can play and have a bit of fun. So that's it, the Moga Pivot A controller. A nice little unit, very comfortable, easy to use. Okay, thank you.